Astros is very simple. One more win and you're in. 7 more wins and you are AL West champions for the 2nd year in a row. 3 aces locked and loaded for the final homestand of 2018. One destination in their sights. The race to the finish begins tonight. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Deep to center field. This ball's crushed. We welcome you to Minute Maid Park tonight on this Friday night. It is the final homestand of the season with the Los Angeles Angels in town taking on the Astros. The Astros haven't played their best baseball of the year at home, but they still have 95 wins on the year as Gurriel Cole will stroll out for his final home start of the season. Astros lead the A's by 3.5 games in the AL West. A win tonight will lock in at least a playoff spot for the Astros and more work to do to win the division. Hi, everybody, and welcome to a night of Astros baseball. I'm Todd Callis alongside Jeff Blum all the way back in February. It's hard to imagine that here we are when we started that long ago, that this is our final homestand and our final weekend series of the year. A chance to really finish strong at home.
Yeah, it hasn't been pretty at home. It hasn't been pretty in the division at home. 3 games left, make the most of it. Go out there and win a couple ball games, get that much closer to the American League West title.
After this series, and we'll look at our last 10, this series with the Angels 3 games under. The final 3 teams are all under 500. Toronto and Baltimore on the road to wrap up this schedule for 2018. And some magic numbers, a chance to get to those against sub-500 teams.
Yeah, that's what you want to see. If you're the Astros, yes, there are 3 more games at home in front of your own fans. But one thing we know they love to do is road trip, get on that plane and get in those hotels, put on that gray uniform, and start to rake. The combination of that and the teams they're playing will be great to play against.
Our Shiner Spotlight falls on the magic numbers remaining.
1 more for the playoff spot. I don't expect too much celebration because the Astros expect to be in that playoff situation. But if they win 7 more and get into that American League West, then you'll start to see that party erupt. The one thing I want to see these guys do, and I think there's a little bit of urgency in that clubhouse, is take command. Take the bull by the horns. Go out there and win the ball games you should win, which means they should beat the Angels, the Toronto Blue Jays, and the Baltimore Orioles. Then you don't even have to think about the Oakland A's. Just go out and win, baby.
And they've got their horses going this weekend. They've got Justin Verlander tomorrow, Gurriel Cole tonight, Charlie Morton on Sunday. Those 3 will get another start as well during the course of the next road trip. When we come back, we'll be joined by Julia Morales. Tonight's a big night for us here on AT&T Sportsnet. It's the charity game. More on that in a moment.
Sportsnet. It is the annual Astros Foundation charity game. This is the third year we've done this. It is fun for all, and it is all for a great cause. You just saw them loading up Astros grab bags this year as we are offering those for a price. All the proceeds going to a couple of great nonprofit organizations, Candlelighters being one, the Sunshine Kids being the other. And we've talked about those on our pregame show. And stay with us during the broadcast today. We'll teach you a little bit more about those organizations as the night goes on. But they are great. They help families of children who have been diagnosed with cancer in this month of September, which is Childhood Cancer Awareness Month. You're looking at some of the bags you can get, but we have actually sold out already of the MVP and the Cooperstown. So take a look at that VIP bag for $500. That is what is available tonight. And there's a couple of different ways you can get it. You can get it if you're here at the game. If you know someone at the game, tell them to come by, see me. I'm out here in center field. They can swing by or get online at astros.com/charitygame or call the number. Inside these bags, though, some really cool stuff you saw there. The orange ticket, though, is always a possibility. If you were to get one in your bag, you could get some autographed, you could get a bat or a jersey signed by even a Hall of Famer. We've seen that happen tonight already. I've got people behind me who are purchasing their Astros grab bags right as we speak, probably checking out to see if they got an orange ticket or not, but some really cool stuff in there. Of course, you can use these for Christmas presents as well. That's around the corner. Reminder, though, all for extremely great cause, so make sure to join us in on that as we try to raise money tonight. Don't go anywhere. A great baseball game is around the corner. Garrett Cole will take the mound for the final time in the regular season right here at Minute Maid Park.
Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by your Houston area Hyundai dealers. Minute Maid Park, final Friday night of the regular season. ALDS Game 1 could be here 2 weeks from tonight if the Astros can wrap up the American League Western Division, currently 3.5 games ahead of the Oakland A's. Here is the lineup that the Astros will face today for the visiting Los Angeles Angels, led by Mike Scioscia. Cole Calhoun leads off in right field. Jose Fernandez at first base. Mike Trout having another huge season. Shohei Ohtani has been hot lately as the DH. Justin Upton in left field. Andrelton Simmons, the shortstop, bats sixth. The catcher is Francisco Arcia. Caleb Coward at second base, and Taylor Ward bats ninth.
Garrett Cole, number 45 for you Houston Astros, on the mound. 14-5 on the season, 260 strikeouts. He is 6 strikeouts away from having 1,000 in his major league career, so keep an eye on that. Expect him to use that fastball and the curveball slider mix. Angels have a tough time hitting the breaking ball, hitting .206 on the season, which is good for 24th in Major League Baseball.
Well, Garrett continues to increase his career mark in strikeouts with every subsequent K. In fact, all 3 guys this weekend have set career marks in strikeouts. We're ready to go on a Friday. Glad he could join us. Final weekend series at home this year. And Cole Calhoun swings through a 96-mile-an-hour fastball to start this one. Garrett making his 31st start of the season. And facing the Angels for the 4th time this year. Drops in the breaking ball for a strike, and Calhoun quickly behind 0-2. Cole working with some extra rest this time around. Last pitched on the final game of the last road trip in Detroit. That was 9 days ago, and he's come out strong in this one. 3 pitches and a strikeout of Calhoun to start the night.
Well, I appreciate it when Garrett Cole understands the situation, and I need him to break off a couple of curveballs and sliders. Our mattress from Supermo shows you that slider break. It was actually a really good visual out of the hand. You could see with the rotation how that red dot appears. And that's what the hitter's trying to pick up, but that was a little extra nastiness on that pitch to Cole Calhoun.
Here's Jose Fernandez playing in his 31st game of the season. Made his big league debut back in June, and Cole starts him off with a strike. In all 3 starts this year and all 5 starts in his career against the Angels, Garrett's allowed either 2 or 3 runs. As he gets a fly ball at the bat of Fernandez, sends Marwin back to the warning track before he puts it away for the 2nd out. Astros starting defense is presented by Xfinity. You saw Marwin Gonzalez in left field. Jake Marisnick gets the start in center, and George is in right. J.D. Davis over at third base getting a start tonight. That pushes Alex Bregman to shortstop. Carlos Correa not playing in this game. Jose Altuve at second base. Yuli Gurriel at first, and Martin Maldonado behind the dish. J.D. gets his first start in about a month and a half. Here's Mike Trout. May have heard the news before the game. Carlos Correa not only not in the lineup tonight, but A.J. Hinch saying we will not see him this weekend as he continues to try and come back from that back injury. Just needs a little time and has not quite felt 100%, so giving him a little breather here. Expect to see him when the Astros are in Toronto.
Yeah, hopefully it benefits Carlos as far as getting healthy again, because that back, he probably wasn't talking about it too much, but I think AJ finally broke him down, and Correa said my back is hurting me a little bit, but I also think it's a little bit of a mental break too, because the numbers were not good at the plate for a very long time.
Cole ahead of Mike Trout, 0-2.
Or at least longer than we're accustomed to seeing it for Carlos Correa.
Just didn't see him driving the ball like we're used to. You know, drawing some walks here and there, but mostly singles, a couple of doubles in the mix, 1 home run since coming off the DL. Swing and a miss. Cole challenges Trout and throws all strikes in that inning. 1-2-3 inning with a couple of strikeouts. Garrett with the extra rest looking sharp early. by Southwest Airlines. George Springer at the top, followed by Jose Altuve. Alex Bregman hits third and plays shortstop tonight. Tyler White in the cleanup spot. Marwin Gonzalez in left field. Yuli over at first base. J.D. Davis bats seventh. Martin Maldonado and Jake Marisnick round out your A.J. Hinch lineup.
Andrew Heaney is having a pretty good season. The record is at 9-9 in 28 starts. He has a 3.97 ERA, but it's that ERA against Houston that concerns you a little bit. Of 1.95 career ERA against the Houston Astros. Pitched well last time out here against the Astros also.
He'll face George Springer to start things off. George having a fine month of September, batting .364. Takes a called strike. George has that batting average up to .266 on the year. Angels coming off a series in which they lost 2 out of 3 in Oakland. And wrapping up their final road trip of the year here at Minute Maid Park. They'll be home for the final week of the season and play Oakland the final 3 games of the regular season. See if the Astros need their help or not at that point. Right now the lead 3.5 games and a magic number of 7. Springer on 3 pitches goes down swinging. Andrew Heaney, just like Garrett Cole, a strong start to this game.
No Player Does More is brought to you by HEB. Jose Altuve against the Oakland A's and the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Very good numbers. But how about the hit totals? 150 hits against the A's since 2013 and 144 hits against the Angels since 2013. Trying to throw that good vibe out there and get Jose Altuve going against these Angels here at home. That would be good to see.
Altuve does have good numbers against Heaney too, in addition to the Angels, and that combo pays off as Altuve with a single on the first pitch. Now 7 for 18 against Andrew Heaney.
Sitting on the heater, gets it fastball away on her MD Anderson strike zone. And Altuve just puts his head and eyes down on that barrel and drives that line drive the other way. Beautifully done.
I said Altuve has the best mark of anybody against an opponent and the second best mark of anybody in Major League Baseball against another opponent, with the A's and the Angels giving up a lot of hits to Altuve in the last few years. Here's Alex Bregman. It has been the tale of 2 homestands for Alex Bregman. Last homestand he could do nothing wrong. In that 10-game homestand he had 18 hits, 5 home runs and 17 runs batted in. This homestand has not been as good for Alex, as he has just the 1 hit in 17 at bats. He has drawn a lot of walks and he's seen a little bit of pitch arounds at times, especially in that Diamondback series. But Alex, a rare 1 for 17 and 0 for 12 right now. And he snaps the 0 for 12 with a clean single into left field. Altuve and Bregman back-to-back hits with 1 out in the first. Nice smile from Alex. He knows it has not been as clean lately.
That has got to be a welcome sight for him. He wants to be able to turn on the baseball, and Andrew Heaney gave him a pitch to do it on. And that's the thing I was real interested to see is, would Andrew Heaney stay away? We'll take a look at it, some of the pitch usage a little bit later. But he was really heavy on the outside corner early on in this game. Makes a mistake right there, and Bregman turns on it.
Here's Tyler White.
The new little sign with the dugout for 3.
Saw that with Springer the other night. These guys are always evolving.
Well, you burn one out, get your use out of it, go to a new one.
Hey, guess what just happened on the 16th pitch of the game?
Through a curveball?
A ball out of the strike zone.
Oh, okay.
Garrett Cole was 9 for 9. Heaney was 6 for 6. But they did not attack the shark on the first pitch.
Fear the shark.
Fear the shark. That's the Strozone shark tonight.
What?
Great white shark.
Like it.
Yeah, maybe he'll put one up there for him. 1-1 to count.
Well, they're staying away from him with the fastball. They've thrown backdoor curveball and changeup to even out the count here.
27-year-old left-hander Andrew Heaney trying to defeat the Astros for the 4th time this year. Only one other pitcher has as many as 3 wins against Houston this season. That's James Paxton, who was 4-0. Heaney also trying to get his 4th win. And really just one start where the Astros got to him, and that was back on August 24th in Anaheim.
Oh, yeah.
Great White. He's got a good hitters count here after back-to-back singles. It's 2-1. Tyler only 3 for 17 on this homestand. Takes one at the knee, says Will Little. It's 2-2. Tyler asked Will if he thought that might have been just a tick low.
Pretty good pitch.
Good job framing by a guy who pitched last night.
Did everything last night.
Yeah, he did.
In a losing effort, but he did it all.
In an otherwise unmemorable game for the Angels, Francisco Arcia, tonight's catcher, pitched, caught, and hit a home run as White goes down swinging for out number 2. Don't forget, this is our AT&T Sportsnet charity game benefiting Candlelighters and Sunshine Kids. There are still VIP bags available for $500. The MVP and the Cooperstown bags have sold out. So make sure you go to astros.com/charity game or call 832-384-9086 to get in on the action tonight. Fans were gobbling up the MVP and Cooperstown bags.
Yeah, I'm not entirely shocked that the Cooperstown bags went as quick as they did. That is a solid purchase.
Here's Marwin. Grounds one foul towards the Angels dugout.
Good thing that net's up in front of the dugout, because that could have rattled off about 38 guys that they've got on their roster right now.
There's no place to go. Even with the 9 guys already in the field, their dugout's filled.
Absolutely. It's amazing. Filling out the lineup card or my score sheet today, I had to get a new pen.
Not everybody's in the bullpen yet, but they'll have 15 guys in the bullpen tonight. Only the Phillies.
Yeah, they opened up a portion of the Crawford boxes for them.
Only the Phillies with 16 relievers, since rosters expanded, have more than the Angels. Most of them have made their way to the bullpen, but a lot of them still hang out in the dugout. Yeah, the 9 guys that are already in the field, and Mike Scioscia barely has any room to think. We can get into this later on, maybe during the 6th or 7th pitching change of the night. But I think at some point, and there seems to be momentum, you need to limit the amount of players that are available for any given game in September, because you're closing in on almost 40 guys on a roster.
Yeah, and everything that Rob Manfred says about pace of play, keeping the game interesting. When you have 7 or 8 mound visits to change pitchers, it really drags the game down a little bit, slows it down, and loses its appeal, because it doesn't turn it takes away the strategy of it. Then you're just going through bodies trying to get through a game like we saw him do yesterday, and eventually they had a position player out there.
Yeah, they had Arcia pitch the last 2 innings. It was 20. It ended up being 21-3. But Arcia came in and pitched the last 2 innings. But there's so many matchups these days, lefty-righty matchups, that with all these extra arms, you see so many different pitching changes. Well, 3 of the 5 balls thrown in this game have been in this at-bat to Marwin Gonzalez. See if Marwin can key in on something here, knowing Heaney's been around the plate most of the evening.
See if he wants to throw him the fastball. Marwin sees the ball pretty good off Heaney.
Upstairs, ball 4. Marwin draws a walk. Bases will be loaded for Yuli Gurriel.
Baseball's interesting just in the sense that sometimes you remember some of the hits later in the ball game because they're a little more relevant at the time. But there's times where a bases loaded AB at home for the Astros feels like a big AB, and this is a big AB for Yuli.
I agree with you, and Yuli has not had success against Andrew Heaney before tonight. Just 1 for 11 with 3 strikeouts. With Heaney always staying outside, it seems like he would be a guy Yuli would hit okay. As Yuli drives one down the right field line, we have a slam! Yuli Gurriel, a grand slam home run, and the Astros score 4 early.
La Pina trying to pop the top off this place early.
He didn't even give me a chance to go into it, but
we tried to set him up.
Heaney's always away. Yuli loves the ball away, but he had not had much success in his career before that swing against Heaney.
And aggressive early on. Hunt the heater. You get the fastball, you go with it. Pardon me if I sound a little relieved that Yuli drove that baseball out of here. That felt good.
3rd career slam for Yuli. Marwin gives him the stare instead. That has to feel great. All this coming with 2 outs for the Astros, and here's J.D. Davis. Well, a team that gave up 38 runs in the 3-game series to the A's has given up 4 here to the Astros in the 1st inning, and this is a guy, Andrew Heaney, that has not been hurt by the Astros much in his career.
Those are the first earned runs he's given up here. It's only his 2nd start, but he threw a couple of shutout innings that last start here against these Astros.
Had a career ERA in 6 starts of under 2 before that grand slam. Up and in to JD. It's 1-2. Well, the last 2 games, the Angels have lost 10-0 and 21-3. So if you can jump on them early, and at that point in the season where they know how many days are left on the calendar, they usually can bode well if you can get ahead of a team that's really, I mean, they can say they're playing for 500, but they are really just playing out the string at this point. There's a line drive hit hard by JD, but caught by the 2nd baseman Caleb Cowart.
La Pina stepped up. 1st inning, this is a big AB, and hammered a fastball the other way. The juice box is full of joy.
Astros Foundation, and here right here on AT&T Sportsnet, third annual charity game. They are answering the phones. They are taking your money all for a great cause. They're also doing the stare. Yeah, they did. The stare. I absolutely love that coming from the phone banks, but please keep calling. Get your VIP bags. I'm with Reed Ryan, the president of business operations, and we've done this a couple years now. Why is this so important for you guys to continue to keep this going?
Well, you know, the fact that we're able to give back to the community, do it in a way that is so unique during a game, both with folks at home and people here at the ballpark, and we've raised over $100,000 so far. And what are we in the second inning? Incredible, you know, incredible. And so helping the candle lighters, helping Sunshine Kids, those are two charities that have been, you know, dear to the Astros heart for a long time, as well as our mission of trying to help out, you know, childhood cancer, which is such a terrible thing.
Absolutely. You guys have done a lot here this month, this homestand, to really bring awareness, bring light to that. How good does that make everyone in the organization feel that they can touch lives like that?
You know, when we have a kid out, Make-A-Wish kid or one of the Sunshine Kids, and they connect with our players, I mean, there's nothing better. It's why we're in this business. We're in the business of baseball to bring joy to people's lives. We do it when fans come out to the ballpark. We do it when people get together in their community, and we really do it when we help kids out.
Over $100,000 raised so far, like you said.
We got to keep it going. We can't stop there. So I know we sold out of the Hall of Fame package like that. We're going to get 6 more, I know. So I think, yeah, they're going to be coming out, which is Bagwell, Biggio, and Nolan Ryan all on the same ball, along with some other stuff. So I'm waiting for them to announce it, but I think we're going to get that done. I just announced it. We're going to get it done.
We have breaking news. Well, that's fantastic to hear as the money keeps rolling in. Reed, while I have you, some big news coming down yesterday with Round Rock. You guys agreeing for them to be the AAA club once again. You said a great turnout last night. What was the feedback that you got on that?
Yeah, so it was a special event at the Dell Diamond. You know, Central Texas has been Astros country forever. And we started as an Express. The Express is an Astros affiliate, AA, went to AAA, and eventually changed that, but we're able to bring it back now. And what's great is it helps us from player development with Jeff Luno in our group, having the AAA and AA club both within 3 hours of Houston. But it also helps us from a marketing and growing this Astros fan base. Is every single night in Austin, Texas, Round Rock, Texas, fans are going to be following Astros players playing there at the Dell Diamond on the news and in the community.
Seemed like a really cool event last night too. You had Orbit there and everything.
Well, it was cool. So we had Orbit, the Shooting Stars, Spike, the mascot was there, all of the Express staffers. They rolled out some new uniforms, which kind of were a throwback to the original 2000 uniforms. But what they really did that was cool was they did a 20th anniversary logo, which this will be the 20th season of Express Baseball, and it's got the Astros kind of rainbow burst in the sunset. So very, very neat logo.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Congrats on all of that. And again, thanks for your help here. He was breaking some news, so stay tuned. I think there's more baseballs on the way, or more packages you can get. So you heard it here first, guys. Call the number, get online. TK.
Yeah, in a hurry.
Yeah, please.
Because those things sold out at the beginning of the 6 o'clock hour in a matter of 10 or 12 minutes. And now Reed said there's 6 more available. So I imagine by the time this inning's over, there won't be any more available.
Good point.
Here's Justin Upton after a strikeout. Garrett Cole getting Shohei Ohtani to start the inning. And he's 2-2 on Justin Upton. Cole working, as we mentioned, on extended rest. Originally was scheduled to pitch in the middle game of that series in the last series against Seattle on Tuesday, but Josh James took his spot, and now Garrett pitching on this Friday, and will pitch again sometime on the road trip to round out his season. But it's been a remarkable first year in the American League for Garrett Cole. Three-two pitch, called, third strike. Justin Upton was ready to head to first, but Will Little said that caught the corner. 4 strikeouts for Cole the first 5 batters.
That was a beautiful pitch.
Cole will now face Andrelton Simmons. Now, with this extended rest for Cole, the 8 days rest, they want him to be as physically strong as possible going into the postseason. He's a big guy anyhow, and he's had his seasons of 200 pitches or 200 innings pitched before. He did it in 2015. He did it again last year with the Pirates, and also pitched in the postseason with the Pirates in the wild card game in 2015 after 280 innings. The one difference is because he's picked up so many strikeouts this year, shattering his previous career best of 202 by a large margin. He's now up to 264. He's thrown more pitches than he ever has before, as Simmons sends one high in the air deep to left field, but Marwin waits for it and puts it away. Cole has retired the first 6 batters, 4 of them on strikeout. Choice for overall Major League Baseball Rookie of the Year. So if you combine the AL and NL Rookie of the Year, who would you vote for? You've got Miguel Andujar for the Yankees. You've got Shohei Ohtani right here with the Angels. Juan Soto having quite a season in his teenage years in Washington, and Ronald Acuna Jr. only 1 year older with the Atlanta Braves. Martin Maldonado swings the first pitch, and the Astros on attack mode against Heaney early. As Maldonado singles to left, that will be the 4th hit of the night for Houston.
Look at some of the names and numbers. Miguel Andujar with the New York Yankees, 25 jacks. Shohei Ohtani doing Babe Ruth type things this season in his debut in the major leagues, has 20 home runs, 55 RBIs. Juan Soto, 19 years old, 20 home runs, 65 RBIs. But Ronald Acuna Jr. doing some great things on a winning ball club out there with Atlanta, but some very good young talent putting up some pretty incredible numbers.
Here's Jake Marisnick. Takes a pitch for a ball. As Soto and Acuna just such a limitless future with what they've done already at that age.
It's incredible.
Ohtani doing things that hasn't been seen, as Blummer said, since Babe Ruth. 20 bombs and at least 10 appearances as a pitcher.
And how much weight do you give that when you're voting for the Rookie of the Year? I know that he has the elbow that he's going to have surgery on, but
it's a unique skill set that no one else has.
Yeah.
So you're comparing apples to oranges. It's not the same. It's going to be, I think, all the voting for all the awards has a certain element of intrigue this year, because you've got Ohtani here in the Rookie of the Year candidacy in the American League with Andujar and his teammate Gleyber Torres, and maybe even throw in Tampa Bay's Joey Wendell, who has burst onto the scene here with a big season. You've got Cy Young.
I think Joey Wendell's leading in WAR.
He is with Ohtani. They're both about the same.
Just to throw another stat at it,
right?
Everybody, yeah, but it puts him up there in consideration.
You've got the Cy Young, where you've got pitchers in the American League that really haven't thrown a lot of innings but have great peripheral numbers.
Yep.
And then you've got the Verlanders and Coles and Klubers of the world who have put up a resume for 30+ starts. Jake Marisnick goes down on the 2-2 pitch, and he is a strikeout victim. Heaney picks up his 3rd strikeout. Don't forget, this is our AT&T Sportsnet Astros Foundation charity game benefiting Candlelighters and Sunshine Kids. We do have a very few Cooperstown bags available. For $1,000, get your bags right now. 832-384-9086. You saw all these operators standing by. Those 6 bags will be gone very quickly. Not in the next few minutes. George Springer takes a pitch outside for a ball. If you don't know what's in those Cooperstown bags, you don't just get Nolan Ryan. You don't just get Craig Biggio. You don't just get Jeff Bagwell. You get all 3 autographs.
I think I just got word that they just sold out.
All right, there we go. They're gone. Just like that.
Good reason.
We promoted it, and they're gone.
Wow.
So congrats to those people who were able to get in on those last few Cooperstown bags. And we still have the VIP bags for $500 if you're still interested in those. That includes an autographed ball of a current 2018 Astros player.
Future legend.
Future legend. Yeah, you could get a future Hall of Famer. Certainly a lot of candidates on this roster. George with a count of 2-0. 5th best batting average in the month of September for George, has the season mark up to 266. Another good Friday night crowd for the Astros, taking on the Angels. Final 3 home games of the year. And it skips away and bounces off the screen behind the plate. Maldonado easily into second base. Martin Maldonado playing against his former team in this series.
That was a pretty aggressive Karen to get all the way to the backstop.
Well, George has a count of 3-0. See how aggressive George gets here. A lot of times we see him take 3-0 pitches thinking he'll get the same at 3-1. He does take. That one was outside though. Ball 4. 2 walks issued by Andrew Heaney after throwing a lot of strikes early in this game. So here we go. Here's what's involved in the VIP bag, which is the only one that has not sold out tonight. Even the extra 6 that Reed Ryan just put on sale for Cooperstown are now gone. Blummer crossing them out as we speak. The VIP bag for $500, 2 tickets to a 19 game, a hat, a t-shirt, and an autographed ball from a member of the 2018 Astros. And every bag, as Julia mentioned, includes a chance for an orange ticket, which gets you to the bonus round.
Did you say something about Willy Wonka?
There could be something Willy Wonka-esque if you get the orange ticket.
Good stuff for all the fans out there who purchased those bags. Nice work.
That's some of the items right there.
Nice.
For the orange ticket.
That is what I'm talking about.
Somebody is going to end up with an Alex Bregman autographed jersey.
There's an Alex Bregman autographed bat in there too.
Cheo's on there on one of the autographed balls. Nolan Ryan's part of the orange ticket brigade.
That's a Jeff Bagwell bat.
Biggio signed jersey. Good stuff.
Very.
That is if you get a VIP bag and the orange ticket is in that bag. Here's Altuve. He swung at the first pitch he saw tonight for his 7th hit against Heaney. In 18 at bats, takes a pitch on the outside corner for a strike. It also snapped an 0 for 9 for Altuve. When Jose came around to score on the grand slam by Yuli Gurriel, it was his 641st run scored of his career, which passes him. He had been in a tie with Bob Watson. He's now 8th by himself in the all-time runs department in Astros history. He got a little bit of an extended zone on that first pitch to Altuve. And now Jose down to the count 0-2. is finally healthy this year for the first time. Career highs in starts, wins, strikeouts, innings pitched. Ball scoots away from Arcia, but not far enough for Maldonado to advance. When Maldonado was traded to the Astros by the Angels, it kind of opened up some room for Arcia to get some starts. He was called up right around that same time on July 26th, and now another visit for Arcia with Heaney. Those two have had 2 visits in the span of about 6 pitches.
Maybe they're worried about Maldonado knowing exactly what they're doing and relaying it to Jose Altuve. Insider info standing out there at second base.
Yep, that is probably exactly what they're concerned with. When you see a hitter get down to the count 0-2 and then he doesn't offer to pitch, and all of a sudden you're like,
yeah, he laid off that a little too good.
wondering if something's going on. I think middle infielder is now talking to Martin, including Andrelton Simmons, who he's one of those guys that likes to stand in front of the runners a lot. I don't think he's going to bother with it here with Martin running. Tries to get in the sight line of the runner at second. Slowly hit towards third. They're going to go to second for 1. No chance without Altuve running to get a double play. So fielder's choice. Runners on the corners with 2 outs.
Well, that was an interesting move by Tyler Ward over there at third base.
Not going to the bag?
Yeah, how about just step on the bag, get that lead out.
Especially with a pitch bouncing away earlier in this inning. And without Altuve running.
Well, you can step on third, try and throw across the diamond because he took so long to throw that ball to second base. There was no chance to get the runner at first base.
Here's Alex Bregman. He singled his first time up. Bregman scored his 102nd run of the year.
Another look at that play. Jose rolls it over. You can see if he steps on the bag, he's got Maldonado by plenty. And if you plant your right foot on that bag and use that to kind of drive your throw towards first base, maybe get a little extra velocity on there, it's tough to outrun a baseball even for Jose.
You can see Andrelton Simmons pointing at third the whole time and probably yelling at him as well. Ward still learning that position, and converted catcher this year.
And when you're playing a position for the first time, especially at this level, your mindset is just get an out somehow, some way. And I'm not sure if it's the way the ball bounced or as hard as the ball was hit. His mind told him to get that out at second base.
Bregman fouls one. Down on the count 1-2. Alex had 17 runs batted in that last homestand. Looking for his first run batted in this homestand. '79, game number 79 on the home schedule. And the crowds continue to fill up Minute Maid Park. Going to end up near 3 million at the end of the year as Bregman grounds one to Simmons, who will flip it to Cowart for the final out. So 2 men left on base, still 4-0 Houston.
Opening week was definitely one of those moments. Astros wearing the gold-plated uniforms, receiving those World Series championship rings from the owner, Jim Crane. And they came out firing. George Springer with the first hit of 2018, an opposite field double. Marwin Gonzalez leaning back for his first home run and the first home run here at Minute Maid Park in 2018. Really like those uniforms and those guys opening up, giving the Minute Maid fans a pretty good show to start out this season.
Quite a start to the year. Gerrit Cole's first outing, brilliant. 7 innings of shutout baseball with 11 strikeouts. Gerrit came out of the dugout late, but maybe he knew something that we didn't know, because there's no home plate umpire right now.
Uh-oh.
Will Little was getting a little repair work done, and Gerrit knew that, so he didn't come out till about 20 seconds left on the clock on the timer. Now Will Little's back and we'll be ready to go. Well, Gerrit's a guy like Justin Verlander, like Corey Kluber, who has picked up a lot of innings and a lot of strikeouts, and Gerrit's going to have this start plus another one. He'll end up with 32 starts. I think Justin's numbers may be a little better right now, but Gerrit certainly deserves to be in the consideration for Cy Young. Chris Sale pitched tonight and lasted 3 1/3 innings, allowed a couple of runs. Sale's ERA is now at 2, and it doesn't appear he's going to have enough innings to qualify for an ERA title in the American League. There's never been a season in the AL where a Cy Young winner has pitched less than 200 innings as a starter in a non-strike season. Only Clayton Kershaw did that with the Dodgers a few years ago with 198 and change. Cole facing Francisco Arcia to start this inning. And a strike called. It's 1-2. Gerrit has struck out 4 of the first 6. Also, he's closing in on 1,000 strikeouts in his career. He's sitting at 998 right now. Make it 999. A called third strike. Arcia goes down looking for the first out of the third. League leaders are presented by Houston Methodist. Through 30 starts in the history of Major League Baseball, pitchers with 250 or more strikeouts and 60 or fewer earned runs.
Those are some silly numbers. And very good pitching on that board. A decent pitching staff.
Gerrit started the night at 260 strikeouts. He's at 265 now. We saw the first man on that list was Bob Feller in 1946. Feller and Gerrit Cole are the only two ever who have gone at least 31 starts now. This is his 31st start with 5 strikeouts in every start. No less than 5. It's a guy who's never averaged more than a strikeout an inning, and he's putting up a huge total this year.
And that's one thing he is leading, is in strikeouts per 9 with 12.49. It's going to be above that right now. But yeah, those are some solid names on there.
He's got a chance, a very good chance. In fact, it's going to be very tough for him not to set the mark. Setting the franchise record for most strikeouts per 9 ever, eclipsing Nolan Ryan's mark, which was back in 1987. Nolan was at 11.48. Gerrit coming in a full strikeout more per 9. 2-2 pitch just miss. Oh, called third strike on the outside corner. Caleb Cowart goes down looking. That is 6 strikeouts for Gerrit Cole, and that's his 1,000th of his career.
Congratulations, Gerrit. Got there pretty quick too in his career. Not a perfect pitch, but good enough.
12th fastest pitcher in Major League history to reach 1,000. The names on that last list were impressive. The other 11 to reach 1,000 quicker are also impressive. Kerry Wood, Tim Lincecum, Corey Kluber, Roger Clemens. A lot of them recently. Steven Strasburg, Chris Archer, Clayton Kershaw, Hideo Nomo, Dwight Gooden, and Randy Johnson. And now Cole is 12th on the list.
If he'd have been an Astros entire career, he would have done it in the first 4 years.
If he had met Strami earlier in his career, he said, throw that four-seam fastball. It wasn't just Strami, the analytics group as well said, hey, this is the pitch that is your most effective pitch. Like the two-seamer, mix it in when you want, but let that four-seamer eat.
Yeah, it was really interesting to see some of the location of that fastball over the years. They were down in the zone with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Not too many up out of the zone. A lot of two-seam run on it. Gets here with Brent Strom and starts being very aggressive with high velocity up in the zone, which is effective enough by itself. But that in combination with the curveball and slider we've seen from Garrett Cole, that's why he's that swing and miss guy now.
He can challenge guys in hitters' counts and still, with that velocity, not get damage done against him.
Well, there's three guys in this rotation, Verlander, Cole, and Morton, that can do that. Hitters' counts, they can sit on the fastball and still not be able to catch up to it or get blown up.
That time on a 2-2 pitch, Ward able to send one into center field. For Taylor Ward, that snaps an 0 for 25 as he is a base runner here in the third inning. That's the first base runner of the game for the Angels.
Makes sense.
Right?
There's that four-seam fastball elevated. And what you have to do as a hitter is you really got to get those hands at the top of the zone early and fight through it. But sometimes in getting those hands above that baseball, it makes that curveball and slider that much more effective because all of a sudden you've got to go back down to the bottom portion of the zone.
Here's Cole Calhoun. He struck out his first time up. Swings through a fastball at 97. What I was starting to say at the end of the last inning with Garrett, with the number of pitches he's thrown, with all these strikeouts now up to 266 on the season, he has thrown about as many pitches as he has at any point in his career, including the 2 seasons where he threw over 200 innings. So with that in mind, the Astros gave him a couple of extra days leading into this start. And then he'll make one more start on the road trip, and you would assume he would slot in behind Justin Verlander in the postseason. That hasn't been established yet, but that seems to be, based on how the season has gone, you would think those two would be your first two here in the postseason.
Yeah, I'd be willing to put that in ink. A nice start to an ALDS.
And you'd have either Dallas or Charlie or Dallas, depending on which way you wanted to go with that for 3 or 4. 2-1 the count on Cole Calhoun. Some news today on Lance McCullers Jr. He threw a simulated game today where he went an inning and a third, threw to one batter, sat down, and then threw a full inning after that. And Lance will join the team, should arrive late tonight. Probably won't see him in this series since he just threw a simulated game today, but he'll be available for the Toronto series on the road trip.
Rangers making adjustments in their manager's position.
Bannister, 4 years with Texas. Todd Wakamatsu is the interim manager. As Calhoun sends one high in the air to center field, Jake Marisnick waits for it and puts it away for the final out. Garrett struck out 6 through 3.
Still have bags available, VIP bags that is. So get online, call the number, all for a great cause benefiting the Sunshine Kids and Candle Lighters tonight during our broadcast. We have people at the ballpark still buying their bags and checking them out. You guys have anything good in there?
I got a fantastic hat.
There's also custom shirts I know you're going to pull out. Oh, you've got a baseball.
Oh, Garrett Cole. All right.
Oh,
Nice.
that is not bad. As Garrett Cole's pitching a great game tonight. This is fun. Oh, who do you have?
Resnick.
There you go, Jake Marisnik. We have all the action out here, guys. This is so much fun. Remember, these bags are going fast too, so get online, as I said, call that number, get your bags, all for a great cause. The charity game is so fun for me. I get to look through everyone else's stuff.
Nice.
This is really fun. It's like Christmas. You never know what's going to come out of there. Also, you can get an orange ticket. That's also a possibility out here.
Good stuff, Julie. We'll still have those VIP bags on sale as the MVP and Cooperstown bags have sold out. As Tyler White leads off the bottom half of the third inning. Tyler struck out his first time up. Tyler followed by Marwin Gonzalez and Yuli Gurriel. Yuli, the difference in this game right now, with a grand slam in the first inning with 2 outs. It's been quite a day already for the Gurriel brothers. We're only a few innings into both games. Yuli's brother Lourdes has 2 home runs and 2 at-bats tonight in Toronto.
It's going to be kind of cool for family and friends to check out the box scores and see the Gurriel name in there a couple times.
Well, last time when the Astros played the Blue Jays, which was early on this season back in June the 25th through 27th, Lourdes wasn't active at that point. So this will be coming up Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Pretty cool series for Lourdes and Yuli to play head-to-head.
Family reunion in Toronto.
Hopefully it'll be a celebratory time in Toronto for the Astros. They cannot clinch the AL West during this series against the Angels. The magic number is 7. Combination of Astros wins and A's losses totaling 7, and the Astros will win their 2nd consecutive division title. Earliest that could come about would be on the first leg of the road trip in Toronto. White goes down swinging. Second time he is struck out against Heaney, and that's 4 in the game for Andrew. I'll bring up Marwin Gonzalez. Marwin walked in front of the grand slam by Yuli his first time up. Marwin's riding a 6-game hitting streak. Takes one outside for a ball. Marwin hit a grand slam against Andrew Heaney back in the start Andrew made against the Astros in Anaheim. In fact, the last 2 grand slams for the Astros this year have been hit against Andrew Heaney, and that last one tied the franchise record, 7 grand slams in a season. It's been done 3 times now. The 07 team did it, the 01 team did it, and now the 2018 Astros with 7 slams. Marwin hit his on August 24th. Takes a strike here. It's 2-1. That was the road trip that Marwin hit 2 home runs right-handed in Seattle, and then the grand slam against Heaney in Anaheim. They were his first right-handed hitting home runs. He hit these home runs against Seattle the previous road trip, and then hit one in San Francisco. Those were his first right-hand hitting home runs all year, and then followed it up with a slam and another home run on that trip. He doesn't get a chance to swing the bat here as he's walked for the 2nd consecutive time.
Big swing of the ball game so far is from Gurriel in that first AB with the fastball away. Driving it the other way, 368 feet down that right field line. It stayed true. Can we call that a Piña Salama?
It's pretty good. Piña's tight tonight.
Maybe that's what it is. Got the power lines in there.
Well, he's one shy of his brother in home runs tonight, but he's got him by 2 in RBIs. Lourdes Gurriel Sr. thrilled with what's happening tonight.
Another look at Yuli's home run on StatCast AI, powered by AWS. 96.2 off the barrel.
Some high strikes being called tonight. It's 1-2. Yuli is batting .321 this year on outside pitches. Like that one he hit for a grand slam. That's second in all of baseball behind Michael Brantley of the Indians. That ball's driven deep to left field. Justin Upton looking up, gone! The Gurriel brothers getting it done tonight. Yuli matches Lourdes with a slam, and now a 2-run home run. Yuli's driven in 6.
La Piña 6, the Angels nothing.
Career high 6 runs batted in tonight for Yuli, and we're only in the 3rd inning.
Full service down there in the dugout after you hit a couple of homers.
Yuli now up to 80 runs batted in on the year, setting a new career mark. Last year had 75. Wow.
Dozen home runs on the season for Yuli now.
This is a guy Heaney in 6 career starts against the Astros with a sub-2 ERA. That was the 24th and 25th home runs allowed by Heaney this year.
And that was a breaking ball coming right back to him into the wheelhouse.
All 25 home runs this season have been hit by right-hand hitters against Heaney. No chance for a lefty to hit a home run against him tonight. Astros don't feature a lefty in their lineup. A multi-home run, 6 RBI game in the 3rd inning. Also the first multi-home run game for Yuli, in addition to his career high in RBIs. And J.D. Davis hit a ball really hard his first time up and lined out to second.
The hardest ball hit of this game is off the bat of J.D. Davis at 105.7. Well, Yuli, it's interesting because on this date, JD goes down swinging on that curveball down and in. Back in 2007 on this date, J.R. Tolles set a franchise record by recording 8 RBIs.
Uh-oh.
Yuli making an attempt. He's got a couple more ABs, and there's that hanging curveball up, smashed by Yuli. You got an Oppo Taco and a Crawford box shot.
Tolles' record's on the line tonight. There's a ball to Taylor Ward, mishandled. Simmons still comes up with it, and out at first base is Martin Maldonado. Simmons stayed with it after the ball got through Taylor Ward to end the inning.
Big swing again from Yuli. 2-run home run this time. Only half as good as that first one, but he is leading the Angels 6-0. Fans milling around in between innings, catching some good baseball. It's been a Yuli Gurriel show. But enjoy the calmness of that concourse, because we know for a fact, Todd and I, and Julia too, that concourse gets a little crazy during the playoffs.
Well, the plan is if the Astros win the American League West, they will be the host for the first round of the ALDS. So that would be 2 weeks from tonight, where they would be hosting the Cleveland Indians. The Indians lost last night, and that guaranteed them at a 3 seed. So the Indians are locked into that 3 seed. The Astros hoping to win in the division and get that 2 seed. They still mathematically can catch Boston, but it would be a long shot, as Boston has 104 wins on the season. So more than likely the AL West winner will be the 2 seed, and we'll see where the AL West runner-up finishes, if it's either the 4 or the 5 seed.
Where's the umpire?
Will Little is enjoying long breaks in between innings. We're not sure why. This is the second straight inning where Garrett Cole has had a little delay at the start of his inning, with Will Little not out on the field. Don't forget, tonight is the AT&T Sportsnet and Astros Foundation charity game benefiting Sunshine Kids and Candlelighters. Blummer has crossed off the MVP bag and the Cooperstown bag because they have been sold out. VIP bag still available. You can call 832-384-9086 or go to astros.com/charity game. And for $500, 2 tickets to a game, a hat, a t-shirt, an autographed ball from an AT&T member, and every bag includes a chance for an orange ticket. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, was down to the dugout for a while. He's back on the field. Garrett Cole is just kind of staring into his own dugout, waiting for home plate umpire Will Little to emerge, and A.J. Hinch is doing the same.
Yeah, I'd be a little concerned because you got the rhythm of your starting pitcher out there ready to go.
It's the second straight inning. Little.
I'll just go out there and stand behind second base like we did in Little League. Call balls and strikes.
Well, Garrett knew last inning when he warmed up that he was going to be out late, so he waited until the clock was almost out. This inning he was out there in his normal time. He wasn't anticipating this delay. So far Garrett has been outstanding. Now he has a 6-run lead to work with. He has retired 9 of the 10 batters he has faced. Here's Will Little.
Hope he's all right.
Yeah, you start to wonder if anything's going on with him physically, but he's back out there for work here in the 4th. How about these two guys, Blummer? The Gurriel brothers. Gran noche para Gurriel.
Yeah, that's big time.
And Lourdes still has at least one more at bat. Yuli still has at least 2 more at bats.
And our notes are wrong. J.R. Tolles had 8 RBIs the day before on the 20th of September. Dang. I know. I had to dig it up. I apologize.
But it's still up for grabs tonight.
Yeah. Very attainable considering how he's swinging the bat right now. But a big night for the Gurriel family. That's beautiful.
4 for 4 with 4 bombs. Imagine if they were playing each other like they will Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
That's impressive.
That is very strong. It's quite strong. Jose Fernandez leads off the 4th inning with a count of 1-2. Lourdes is up to 11 home runs. So Yuli needed that last home run to keep the lead in the family.
It's going to be an interesting phone call after this game.
One-two pitch sliced the other way. Marwin gives it a look, but it's foul. Fernandez flied out to left his first time up. Exactly 100 at bats at the big league level coming into tonight. Garrett Cole with the 6 strikeouts, now 1,000 in his career, and he's 3 shy of Justin Verlander for the league lead once again. These 2 guys have passed the baton back and forth for 12 consecutive starts, 6 by Garrett, 6 by Justin. Justin will pitch tomorrow. And a tapper back to Garrett Cole. Makes the play for out number 1 in the 4th. Astros will be checking out the A's series beginning tonight. They're still in Oakland. They will head out on the road after this weekend for their final road trip of the year. Oakland playing Minnesota for the final 3 games at the Oakland Coliseum. Here's Mike Trout. Trout hits one to center field. Jake Marisnick has it lined up. And Trout retired on 1 pitch for the second out of the 4th.
MLB at Bat is your #1 Astros app. Customize your experience with home screen icons and features such as MLB.TV Game of the Day, pitch tracking, in-game highlights, live radio broadcasts, and more. Download MLB at Bat today.
Lourdes Jr. just single to center. So they're 5 for 5 with 4 home runs.
Ho hum.
Just a single. That ball's hit well. Jake is going to go back on it. Still going back on the move. Makes the catch before he gets to the track. Shohei Ohtani lines one to deep center. Garrett Cole ends up with a 7-pitch inning thanks to Jake. Astros foundation continues. Bottom half of the fourth inning. Astros leading the Angels 6-0 thanks to Gurriel with 2 home runs and 6 runs batted in. If you want to try and catch that last VIP bag, you can either log into astros.com/charitygame or call 832-384-9086. Astros will have the 9, 1 and 2 hitters due up, facing a new pitcher for the Angels. Taylor Cole takes over.
One of the many relievers for Mike Scioscia. Taylor has a fastball, changeup, and a slider, averaging 93 miles an hour on that fastball for Taylor Cole. Be his 16th appearance.
He'll throw that slider even more than the fastball to right-hand hitters like Jake Marisnick. Astros with all righty hitters, and Marwin Gonzalez a switch hitter in the lineup tonight. Jake struck out his first time up and swings through that first pitch. Andrew Heaney lasts just 3 innings tonight. The lefty, who was looking for his 4th win of the season against the Astros, leaves with 6 runs on his ledger on 5 hits. The 2 big blasts by Gurriel accounting for all 6 runs. Cole ahead 0-2, and this is when he really likes to expand the zone with that slider. Instead of fastball, misses the edge. It's 1-2. Other than the Tampa Bay Rays, who last night used their opening pitcher for the 50th time this year, the Angels have the fewest innings pitched per start in all of baseball. Just a tick above 5 innings per start for Mike Scioscia's group this year. And tonight their starter goes 3.
I really feel like that starting rotation has been the real issue the last couple of years for Mike Scioscia. The offense can be there, but the starting rotation, the amount of starters he's used in the last couple of years, is what's hindered them big time.
Marisnick makes it close at first on the ground ball to Taylor Ward, but he's out number 1.
It is time to play Name That Astro, brought to you by Nissan. Who is it? Bicentennial Man. Quote unquote short gain. Former American League leader. If you know who that Astro is, make sure you tweet your answer to @ATT Sportsnet SW. And you better make sure you stay tuned to this ball game, so when we tell you the answer, you can find out if you're right or wrong.
George Springer takes a pitch outside for ball 1. George has struck out and drawn a walk. 15 relievers for the Angels. This is one of them. If you're the bullpen coach out there, or the bullpen catcher, you could have a conversation with a different guy every half inning and not get to some guys before they get into the game.
I'd also need a cheat sheet. Trying to remember names and faces.
You are Taylor.
Is there a Taylor Cole here?
When you pick up the phone. Pick up the phone and call out the name. Is there a Taylor Cole available? Springer grounds out for the 2nd out. Well, that's part of the process when you have expanded rosters, and I know Mike Scioscia is not afraid to go to the bullpen even when they have the 25-man roster for the remainder of the season. Here's Jose Altuve. Altuve's reached on a single. He also grounded into a fielder's choice. Cole is recalled by the Angels on August 28th for his 3rd stint with the Angels. If you push back his numbers all the way back to July 7th, he's been really good. 23 innings, 2 earned runs, and a 0.78 ERA. That's what that works out to. Altuve in the left field. Upton makes the play. Good inning for Taylor Cole out of the bullpen. A 1-2-3 inning.
to buy their bags right here. Astros grab bags all for a good cause tonight, pulling out that orange ticket for a chance to find or get something really special tonight. Lots of things coming out of those bags. It's really exciting stuff out here. And again, it's all to benefit the Sunshine Kids and candle lighters this evening. We've been selling bags like crazy. We started early in the evening. There's still a few bags left. It's the VIP bags that are still available for you to purchase. You can get them online or you can call the number. So do so right now before we do run out. I'm still having fans come by me or come and see me back here center field. It's busy on this concourse. Great crowd here at Minute Maid Park tonight. But again, it is all in the month of September, all for a good cause, as we are raising awareness as well for the families and the children who are diagnosed with cancer. And that's what candle lighters and the Sunshine Kids do. They help support those families in their time of need, guys.
All right, Julia, chance to meet Julia Morales if you're here at the stadium. Head out to go buy one of those VIP bags. Phone number and where to log in are on your screen right now if you want to be a part of this charity game. AT&T Sportsnet and the Astros Foundation. Garrett Cole needs just 3 pitches to start this inning to strike out Justin Upton. That is strikeout number 7 for Cole in 1001 in his career. Andrelton Simmons bats in this 6-0 game. And there's a base hit up the middle. Simmons continues to hit well against the Astros, and in particular here at Minute Maid Park. Simmons coming in batting .417 on the year at Minute Maid Park. Here's Francisco Arcia. He struck out his first time up. Cole in this month has had starts of 9, 8, and 9 strikeouts. Has 7 tonight. He's had 7 games this year with 10 or more strikeouts, as opposed to Justin Verlander, who has seen most of his double-digit strikeout games come since July 1st on. Most of Garrett's this year were early. In fact, his first 3 Astros starts, he struck out 11, 11, and 14. Finished off the month of April with 12 strikeouts. There's a strike. 1 and 2.
What the heck was that? Changeup? All right. I guess we know who's in command tonight.
Rare change.
It's almost like he's just toying with. He just threw the ball out.
Save it.
Yeah, I didn't like that one. Yeah. He said, give that to Brent. Here you go, Strami. A little gift. Change up for a called strike. Autograph it later.
On the ground, Yulia diving attempt. Tuve going to second. They get Simmons there. Jose makes a nice play to get the lead runner.
Well, the dominance of Garrett Cole, and there's on our Mattress Firm Supermo that circle change, grip, and release, and a very good pitch down in the zone. Garcia had trouble processing that because we don't see too many of those from Garrett Cole.
Now I'll face Caleb Cowart. Cowart struck out looking his first time up. Apparently Justin Verlander is the verification monitor this game.
Yeah, he's doing some investigating. A couple of pitches that Garrett has thrown out of this game.
Justin starts tomorrow night. Gurriel will get the ball for the Angels tomorrow. The only righty the Astros will face of the 3 starters for Los Angeles in this series. 1 hour earlier tomorrow, our coverage starts at 5:30. Cole with a 2-2 count now on Coward. Garrett's season high against the Angels in strikeouts is 9. He's averaged 8 in his 3 starts against this team. And looking for his 8th strikeout tonight. Swing and a miss. Picks up number 8. Garrett Cole has struck out 2 in 4 different innings tonight and has allowed 2 hits so far through 5.
How about some home slugging? Alex Bregman putting the ball in that Crawford box rather frequently here at home. Highest at home on base percentage since Lance Berkman in 2009. .415, getting on base at 41.5%, trying to get to what Lance Berkman did in 2009. But some phenomenal numbers in a rough season at home for the Houston Astros. Alex Bregman has been a shining light both on the road and at home.
Been an amazing season for Alex. Still has 10 games to go. The Astros with their last off day of the season last night. 3 more here at home and then the 7-game road trip. Alex is 1 for 2 with a run scored tonight. Takes the strike to start the 5th inning. Taylor Cole in his 2nd inning of work, taking over for Andrew Heaney. Pitch to 1-2-3-4.
Fletcher on that slider at 89. Kind of let it go.
Ward makes the play at third. Alex retired, and there's one away in the 5th inning. Astros starting the night against the Angels, leading the season series 9-6. The Angels had won 4 of the 6 games here at Minute Maid Park. Tyler White will bat. It's the trend, though, this year with AL West teams. Astros with a winning record at their place, and usually not so good a record here at Minute Maid Park. Tyler White, a couple of strikeouts tonight against Heaney. Heaney left the game with 5 strikeouts through 5 innings. Pops one foul. Looks like it's going to stay in play. Can anybody get there? No. Fernandez and Calhoun gave it a look, but it drops in.
Man, oh man.
So here's the deal. 13-22 is the 4th worst overall record for a team inside their division at home. But the 82-35 mark is like historically good.
That means they have 30 wins at home outside their division. Doesn't make any sense. And that's not good because you're facing a lot of teams within your division a large portion of the season, but they destroy them on the road. Get here at Minute Maid Park and it's a kryptonite.
Shark picks up his first hit. 0-2 pitch, singles into center field. He's now 1 for 3. Yeah, it's hard to explain. The Astros wrap up their home season on Sunday, and they will leave town after their final home game with fewer runs than they've scored already on the road, and they'll still have 7 more games on the road to add to that total. Here's Marwin.
And that might be a little bit of the reason why I'm not in panic mode with these guys, because if they can fight through this series, obviously if they can finish this one off, they get a good start to finish off this last homestand. But going on the road against Toronto and Baltimore, that could be explosive for the offense.
Yeah, the Astros doing things at a historic pace on the road this year.
Those are 2 great places to hit too, by the way.
Astros did their share of damage at the Rogers Center last year right before the All-Star break. Here's Marwin. A couple of walks tonight for Marwin. And a couple of runs scored. He drills this one to center. Trout on the move, loses it in the lights. Tyler White will go first to third, and Marwin on first base. Looked like Trout was going to have a play on that and kind of shied away from it at the last minute.
That ball was destroyed too. Good swing by Marwin Gonzalez. Trout got a bad angle on it. He got there plenty of time to get a glove on it. They made a ruling on this thing yet?
I haven't heard.
That's a tough one for me, because if he doesn't lose in the lights, it's a hit. I mean, it's a catch.
Right.
Those are tough errors.
I think it's a hit because I think it's similar to losing one in the sun.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. That's what I was hoping for Marwin's sake.
Here's Yuli. Already a career high 6 runs batted in, and he swings the first pitch and fouls one back.
Oh, he was trying.
Yuli with his first multi-home run game, a slam in the first, a 2-run home run in the third, and now he's got runners on first and third and 1 out. They are going to give Marwin a hit on that ball that was lost by Trout in the lights.
So Yuli's got a 4-run home run, a 2-run home run. There's 2 guys on right now.
Up the middle, base hit into center field, and to score Tyler White. Yuli drives in his 7th run, 1 away from a franchise record.
Yuli 7, Angels nothing.
Lourdes went homer single. Yuli goes homer single.
Yeah, is he going upstairs and checking the box scores? What's going on? All he did was fight that fastball off, right back up the middle, but that's what good RBI guys do.
Next time Lourdes bats, we'll tell you what he does so you can tell your friends what Yuli's about to do.
So you can predict it.
Exactly. How about 7 ribs for Yuli tonight? He is having some steaks and enjoying it. 7-0. Here's J.D. Davis. J.D. is lined out and struck out and swings and fouls the first pitch back. 3 hits in the inning. One of them a ball lost in the lights by the center fielder Mike Trout. And the Astros, and more specifically Yuli Gurriel, lead this game 7-0. Still in the 5th inning. Yuli's got at least one more back. Last time somebody had as many as 7 runs batted in was 11 seasons ago. The aforementioned J.R. Tolles, who set the franchise mark with 8 almost 11 years ago tonight. Tied for the second most RBIs in a game with those 7. Marwin's done a good job helping him out with the runs batted in. Marwin's been on base in front of him all 3 times tonight, as J.D. Davis down to the count 0-2. Trying to go back to the slider after JD missed the 1-1 slider, and the count's 1-2. JD playing in his 36th game of the season for the Astros, 15 for 89 on the year with 1 home run. JD had a monster year for the Fresno Grizzlies. Led the Pacific Coast League in batting at .342. Breaks his bat, slowly hit towards third. Ward will make the play to first. There was a runner waiting right in front of him. He makes the play to first. So second and third with 2 outs.
Lofty expectations, TK. But it's time for Name That Astro, brought to you by Nissan. Bicentennial Man, quote unquote, short game. Former American League leader. Who is that Astro? Floyd Bannister. #1 overall pick by the Astros in 1976. Traded to the Mariners for Craig Reynolds and led the American League in strikeouts with 209.
We know the Astros are going to have someone lead the American League in strikeouts this year. Whether his name is Garrett Cole or Justin Verlander is to be determined. With Cole getting that extra rest before this start, Verlander's going to end up with 2 more starts on the year than Garrett Cole, and that could be the difference. Here's Martin Maldonado. He can do some 2-out damage to his team. Martin is 1 for 2 with a single. And he's ahead of the count here, 2-0. 7 runs on 8 hits for the Astros. 3 consecutive hits in this inning. And the Los Angeles Angels have seen some tough fortunes recently. They're outscored 31-3 in their last 2 games in Oakland and down 7-0 tonight. That is a 38-3 deficit in 2.5 games. The other guys that had 7 RBIs other than Yuli Gurriel, Jeff Bagwell did it twice. Pete Incaviglia did it once. And Rafael Ramirez also accomplished that feat. A little check swing grounder. Fernandez takes care of it. Astros add to their lead at 7-0. We take you back to Garrett Cole's Minute Maid Park debut as an Astro, and it was against the Padres on April 7th. Great numbers.
Incredible numbers, and that was really one of the outings early on where it kind of opened our eyes a little bit. We knew Garrett Cole was going to be good. We saw good stuff in spring training, but to have him come right out of the gate with double-digit strikeout numbers was pretty impressive. But what's really impressive to me is how he went about it. He is absolutely just start raving mad at hitters, it seems like, when he's pitching. Very aggressive with the fastball.
Sometimes he gets mad at himself. Yeah. Saw that in Detroit against Jim Adducey when he walked behind the mound and then fired 3 straight fastballs by him to pick up a strikeout. Here's Taylor Ward. First pitch swinging, sends one to center. Jake is right there for out number 1. 2 times through the lineup for Garrett Cole. He has struck out 8, allowed 2 singles, no walks. And to this point, no Angel has reached second base. Here's the top of the order, Cole Calhoun. Hey, we're finding out right now that the Gurriel brothers made history tonight.
Just saw that, yeah.
How about that?
Congratulations to them.
There have been brothers that have combined for 4 home runs on the same day, but in every case, one of the brothers had 3 and the other brother had 1. Never before have a pair of brothers each had a multi-home run game on the same day until tonight. Cal Ripken Jr. and Billy Ripken did it with Cal hitting 3. Joe DiMaggio and Dom DiMaggio with Joe D hitting 3, and then Bob Musil and Irish Musil back in 1925. Irish hit 3 that day. This is what they've done so far. 6 for 6, 4 bombs, and 9 ribs. What a day for Lourdes Sr.
What inning is Toronto in? They're in the top of the 8th inning. I want to see him hit again.
Yeah, we'll keep track of that, because that whatever he does.
This is great. We're watching 2 games, and brothers are getting after it, launching baseballs out of the ballpark.
And whatever Lourdes has done, Yuli follows up.
He's matched him.
Calhoun with a count of 1-2. Swing and a miss. Garrett's up to 9 strikeouts as he beats him with a fastball at 97. And that's the second out of the 6th inning.
Is there a tie atop the American League lead now for strikeouts?
There is, Plummer.
Yep, 269 for both. Garrett Cole getting it right here with that 4-seam fastball exploding up out of the zone.
I'll bring up Jose Fernandez. Cole, since the beginning of June, has had 2 double-digit strikeout games. One against the A's here at Minute Maid Park on July 9th, and one against the Rockies also here on August 15th. And he's approaching Nolan Ryan's total of 270. With one more, he will match the Ryan Express 4th all-time in a single season in Astros history.
My goodness. The combination of Justin Verlander and Garrett Cole has been amazing this year too. It's a lot of strikeouts between 2 pitchers in your rotation.
Highest total for 2 teammates in Astros history. Counts 2-1 on Fernandez. Popped high in the air, foul. Martin Maldonado gives it a look, but it's out of play. With the Astros setting all these marks, the best marks by far in their pitching staff all season long, it's really been amazing to just watch the combination. We knew Justin Verlander last year, based on what he did his final 5 starts plus the postseason, had a chance to be special. And then Garrett Cole, you knew, had the pedigree to be right there in terms of a strong pitcher. You didn't necessarily know you were going to get these strikeout totals. That's never happened before. Well,
it's a combination of Garrett Cole never doing it in his career. Obviously, Justin Verlander's had years of, well over 200 plus strikeouts, but you hate to say it, you throw the age factor in there at 35 and you don't assume he's going to be able to go out there and crank out that many strikeouts, but he has. So it's kind of a unique combination between young and old.
Justin, with 1 strikeout tomorrow, will set his new career mark. Garrett keeps upping his career total. Charlie Morton, who pitches Sunday, has already set his career mark. These 3 guys pitching on the weekend been phenomenal, and one of the reasons, they are the big reason why the Astros are about to set the major league record for most strikeouts by a pitching staff in one season, set by the Indians last year. Ball in the right field, and that will be down for a hit. George Springer will play it on a couple of hops. Fernandez to second, and George's throw comes in just a little late. First extra base hit allowed by Garrett Cole, and the first Angels base runner to second base.
Old Dominion bringing their best compares Mike Trout and Alex Bregman. Alex Bregman swinging himself into possible MVP conversation, might get a couple of votes, but Mike Trout is the perennial MVP vote getter. Just some of the comparisons: batting average, exceptional for Mike Trout. The home runs, he's edged Alex Bregman by 6. The OPS is in favor of Mike Trout. He is a high on base percentage guy, but some of the peripherals towards the bottom also point to why Mike Trout is one of the greatest baseball players in the game currently, and possibly, if he keeps this pace up, ever. And the reason his RBI totals are so low is he doesn't get as many opportunities. And when he does get the opportunities, teams have a tendency to pitch around him because he's so lethal. And it's nothing to take away from what Alex has done. It's just, we've seen Alex do amazing things. This guy's pretty good.
Yeah, the big drawback for him is what you just saw. The team's not going to get to the postseason. And even without the Angels winning a playoff game during that stretch, when 24 of the 30 have won a playoff game, this guy continues to finish in the top 2 in MVP voting. Last year he was 4th. In a year he only played 114 games.
And he was out for a little while this season too with an injury. But it's amazing the consistent greatness.
There's a ball rocketed to left center field all the way back. Jake looking up, and that ball's gone. Mike Trout hits his 37th home run of the year, a 2-run shot. First 2 runs allowed by Garrett Cole. That was just to the right of the yellow line, off the brick facade in left center field. And Trout gives the Angels their first 2 runs. It's now 7-2.
Looked like a hanging curveball or a hanging slider out over the plate. We know that Trout hammers baseballs down in the zone. That's where he likes it, and that's where that swing path goes in that bottom third. But if he's able to get the barrel to it, it usually jumps off the bat. That was the hardest hit ball of the evening. 106.4 off the barrel.
Just another few feet to the left. That ball's in play if it's to the left of the yellow line, but that was well struck for a 2-run shot. 37 home runs, second most in Trout's career. Had 36 back in 2014, and his career high came in 2015 when he hit 41. You know, in many ways, this is one of his best seasons ever, including his MVP years. He just has some other guys that are doing damage in the American League this year. A couple in Boston, a guy here in Houston, a couple in Cleveland. But yeah, if you put Trout's numbers up against himself over the past few years, this one ranks right up there.
Incredible to say. Because like you said, he is always going to get votes.
Two and two the count to Shohei Ohtani. Cole with a little 2-out damage against him here in the 6th inning, a double and a home run. Mentioned earlier, every start he's made against the Angels, now 6 of them, he's allowed either 2 or 3 runs in all those starts. Ball high in the air, pretty well hit, but playable. Jake Marisnick ambles back and puts it away. Trout hits his 37th to cut into the lead, but it's still 7-2 Astros.
Bag to find a Jose Altuve autographed baseball. This one can barely keep it together. Tears falling from the eyes. He actually bought a bag last year, got Yuli Gurriel's signed ball. This year, Jose Altuve, We're glad to have you guys coming back, benefiting the Sunshine Kids and the Candle Lighters today. There are still bags available. There are less than 100 though, less than 100 VIP bags left. So call or get online right now. Get your bag. You could get an autographed baseball. It comes with some tickets for next year. There's some t-shirts, hats, all kinds of great stuff in there. Congratulations, guys. Enjoy the rest of the game. TK.
All right, Julia. Nicely done, guys. And the MVP autograph out there. Less than 100 remaining of the VIP bags, so make sure you jump on those phone lines. Jake Marisnik against the new pitcher Noe Ramirez, and Mike Trout runs it down in left center field. Usually Jake's doing that to another hitter. And he lines out for the first out of the bottom of the 6th inning. Noe Ramirez taking over in the 6th after a couple of innings from Taylor Cole.
Noe has pitched in 66 games this season. That 3/4 arm delivery has given him 90 strikeouts and 78 2/3 innings pitched. Can be a little bit wild. 30 walks on the season. Gotten roughed up by the Houston Astros. I think George has him in his book. Got him with a slider earlier in the season in Anaheim. Fastball, changeup, and a slider.
Throws that slider more to the righties than the fastball. And a called strike. It's 0-2. (7-2) Astros. Astros have all 7 runs thanks to Yuli Gurriel. A couple of home runs and an RBI base hit. Mike Trout answering with a 2-run home run of his own for the Angels. George just a little chuckle on his way out of the batter's box. That 0-2 pitch was a called strike for out number 2. Here's Jose Altuve. Slider away. It's 1-0. Altuve 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored. You are right about the George versus Noe Ramirez. In fact, the previous 2 grand slams the Astros have hit were against Andrew Heaney. The one before that,
oh, there you go,
was against Noe Ramirez. George Springer hitting it on July 21st.
Good detective work by us. Good job digging right there.
So it went Ramirez and then Heaney for 2 slams in a row, and then it's Heaney. We need to get runners on base for that to continue.
Sensing a theme.
Altuve fouls one away. It's 2-1. And a strike. It's 2-2. Andrew Heaney 3 innings, Taylor Cole 2 innings, and now Noe Ramirez. Gurriel Jr. is currently batting in his game for the 4th time in Toronto. Lourdes 3 for 3 with 2 home runs. Yuli 3 for 3 with 2 home runs. First brother tandem ever to hit have a multi-home run game on the same day. Breaking ball and a nasty one, getting Altuve looking for the final out. A couple of strikeouts in the inning for No Way Ramirez on this AT&T Sportsnet charity game. Those fans fired up for an Altuve autograph. AT Sportsnet is brought to you by Rooms to Go. Choose from 100 beautiful rooms, all under $1,000. And by Nissan, innovation that excites. La Pina having a big day tonight. He has driven in 7 runs, one off the Astros franchise record. He'll be due up 4th next inning if the Astros get a base runner on. Garrett Cole back for his 7th inning of work. Gets a called strike on Justin Upton to start the 7th. Upton has struck out looking and struck out swinging 2 of the 9 strikeouts for Garrett Cole this evening. Cole starts the inning with 82 pitches, so his pitch count's in good shape. And again, working with extended rest, working with 8 days of rest, so he should feel pretty fresh here as we start the 7th. Last time Garrett pitched through the 7th was against the Seattle Mariners on August 10th. That was 7 starts ago, and he'll draw a visit here for Martin Maldonado in the 7-2 game.
It's only a 2-1 count, but you feel like Maldonado's getting a good enough feel for some of his pitchers that he knows when to talk to him, when not to talk to him. Kind of felt like a couple of those pitches missed badly by Garrett Cole. Go out there and settle him down, get him to regroup and get back in the zone. And that's, Todd was talking about this earlier. The velocity allows Garrett Cole to get mad and just ram a fastball through the zone and not have it be touched. Not too many guys can do that.
Done it a couple of times in this game in hitters counts.
Justin Upton's a very good big league hitter.
30 bombs, leads the team in RBIs with 84. And he has not picked up the ball well tonight from Garrett Cole with 2 strikeouts so far. A 2-2 pitch coming. Called 3rd strike. Strikeout number 10 for Garrett Cole. The 8th time this year Cole has struck out 10 or more.
Well, not only did Maldonado get him back in the zone, he convinced him to paint that down and away corner again to Justin Upton. That's from super mode, gives you a good idea of the velocity and how that ball jumps out of the right arm of Garrett Cole.
Crazy thing about Cole getting to 10 strikeouts is he's never stopped at 10. He's had 7 other games where he's had double digits in strikeouts, and he's always picked up 11 or more. Jake on the move, still on the move. Can't quite make the play. Jake down on the warning track as George gets the ball back in. Andrelton Simmons with a triple. Let's hope Jake's okay. Maybe just the air knocked out of him. He wants help from his buddy. That was a great effort.
He's crazy. This is a great look at the jump and the read. Tailing away from him. He overran that. You see, watch when he lays out how he bends his left arm. It came back to him because he overran it. That doesn't happen too often.
Love the bullpen reaction too.
Taking a peek to see where he's at. That would have been a remarkable catch again for Jake Marisnick. Can't make them all, although he has this year until that play.
Yeah, up until that play, and we'll see if that was a 4 or 5 star attempt. Up until that play, he was perfect on 1 to 4 star catches this year. That was
he
a
might
5
have
star.
surprised himself, yeah.
So he's still perfect on 1 to 4 star.
And he overran it.
He overran a 5-star catch.
Unbelievable.
14% catch probability, and he overran it. The unsurprising part of that at bat is that Andrelton Simmons hit the ball hard here at Minute Maid Park.
Yeah.
The surprising part is that Jake took a 14% catch probability and actually ran past it by a little bit.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because when he went into his dive and when he went to that stretch to go out and get it, usually it's a max effort where you extend the left arm. But in doing so, he recognized where the ball was and had to bring the glove back towards his body because he got too far on it.
There's a ball the other way, looped by Arcia for a base hit. Simmons will trot home with the 3rd run of the game. And now the Angels have scored 3 the last couple of innings and trail 7-3.
We will go back to that hit, seeing where Jake is starting, just to the right of second base from our view. Great jump, great speed. Those guys in the bullpen would have erupted if he would have caught that ball.
A couple of guys couldn't tell that he didn't make the catch. It was a phenomenal effort. Here's Caleb Cowart. There's a curveball for a strike. Bullpen action going for the Astros for the first time tonight. It is the lefty Tony Sipp loosening up. And Cole ahead of the count 0-2. Mentioned he has not stopped at 10 when he's reached double figures his previous 7 outings. He's had 3 starts of 11 strikeouts, 2 starts of 12, a 14 and a career high 16 in that brilliant performance against Arizona. It's now 1-2. If you're trying to manage along with A.J. Hinch and the lefties up in the bullpen, maybe that's Cole Calhoun, who's due up 2 batters from that. You'd like to see Garrett get through 7 if he can. Swing and a miss. Give him 11. He's done it again. He reaches at least 11 for the 8th time this year. Cole strikes out Cowart for the 3rd time.
Again, Jake Marisnick on StatCast. Sprint speed of 29.3 feet per second. That is flying. Also is a lot of the reason why he had such a pretty firm impact into that wall as he laid out.
He is phenomenal how much ground he covers. He had one earlier tonight that he made look easy. That was towards the track on Shohei Ohtani. He eased up on that ball. That was a 59% catch probability. That means 4 out of every 10 outfielders aren't going to make that play, and he just kind of eased up and was like, yeah,
casual
right here.
Casual Friday.
Here's Taylor Ward with a 1-1 count. Very well could be the last batter for Garrett Cole. Garrett has passed the Express. He is now 4th all-time in Astros history for the most strikeouts in a single season, at least for one day.
Cole and Verlander just leapfrogging each other all the way up this ladder of strikeouts.
He may be 5th at this time tomorrow. Swing and a miss. It's 2-2. Yeah, 12 straight starts those guys have gone back and forth. Now 13 with tonight. And Justin has a chance to make it 14 starts in a row where they flip the lead in the strikeout department. Fans getting up now. 39,977. Looking for a finishing touch to this Gerrit Cole performance. Pitch number 100. Gerrit went 7 innings in his first 5 starts as an Astro. Since the All-Star break, has gone 7 innings just one time. That was 7 1/3 against Seattle. Mentioned the 2 or 3 runs allowed by Cole in his 5 previous starts against these Angels. He's also allowed 4, 5, or 6 hits in his 5 previous starts. Tonight the Angels have 6 hits. Swing and a miss. Give him a dozen. Gerrit Cole, 7 strong. Strikes out 3 in the 7th. It's a 7-3 game.
Gurriel getting it done early on. Big swing of the game. Grand slam going off Otako. A little extra sauce on this one. Curveball coming back to him, and he yanks it into those Crawford boxes. 2-run home run. Counting for 6 RBIs early on, and then this one right here, just a lousy base hit up the middle to drive in the Shark. 7 RBI on the evening for Yuli Gurriel. He is currently leading the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim 7-3.
He'll bat 4th in this inning if it gets to him. Alex Bregman to lead things off, followed by Tyler White and Marwin Gonzalez. Fans enjoying deep in the heart of Texas on this Friday evening. This will be the final big and bright Friday night of the year. And we had a crowd just 23 people shy of 40,000 tonight. Next time the Astros play here on a Friday night could be the postseason.
Like where your head's at. Maybe they'll count us in the attendance.
We're part of it. In the postseason, we are part of the attendance. 100%. Here's Alex Bregman, who is 1 for 3. Run scored his first time up.
On the
the way, Yuli's brother Lourdes grounded out to short in the 4th at bat. So Lourdes started his game with a home run. Yuli started his game with a home run. Lourdes followed up with his 2nd home run. Yuli hit his 2nd home run. Lourdes singled. Yuli singled. Let's hope Yuli doesn't follow his brother this time.
No.
2-1. Somewhere J.R. Tolles is on alert.
That's a good thing.
His franchise record of 8 RBIs is in jeopardy tonight as the Astros bat in the 7th inning in a 7-3 game. Two and two. Astros trying to win tonight to reduce that magic number down to 6. The A's are underway against the Twins out in the Oakland Coliseum. A's have 3 with the Twins, and they'll go on the road to finish up their season with 3 in Seattle and then 3 in Anaheim against these Angels. On the ground towards third, Taylor Ward backhands and makes a low throw picked nicely by Jose Fernandez at first.
Well, man, it's exciting down there, isn't he?
It's definitely a guy learning a new position. We've seen that in a previous series too.
Good job on the backhand, just taking his leisurely time before he unleashes a line drive in the dirt for Jose Fernandez to pick up, but thankfully he did pick it for the Angels' sake.
Does have a strong arm, that is evident. Here's Tyler White. White has struck out a couple of times and singled and scored a run his last time up. Texas leading their game tonight 8-2. First game under interim manager Don Wakamatsu. They're playing Seattle to kick off a weekend series. Jeff Bannister relieved of his duties as manager of the Rangers earlier today. White takes a strike. It's 1-1. Boston wrapped up the East last night. Cleveland wrapped up the Central last week. And now the Astros trying to get closer to the AL West title. Outside it's 2-1. Game in Oakland tonight features Jose Barrios from Minnesota and Liam Hendricks, opening pitcher for the A's. Swing and a miss. Tyler White goes down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight, and 2 outs in the 7th. Big news. We heard Julia talking with Reed Ryan earlier last night. Blummer, the Round Rock Express unveiling a 20-year anniversary logo to be worn on the home unis in 2019 as they are reaffiliated once again with the Houston Astros.
Feels so good to be reunited. Did a good job with that logo too. We heard Reed talking about it, how they have that rainbow sunrise kind of dedicated to the Astros organization. But it's a beautiful thing. There's a long history between the Ryans and that Express, and it's good to see them back within the organization. So all those guys in Fresno, no more taco unis. They're going to bring their game out back to Texas.
It'll be
so you have Corpus and Round Rock, AA and AAA within the state, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it really is, for so many reasons.
Yep.
I mean, you've got the state, that part of the state in your corner, and the commute when you need a guy back and forth.
And rehab assignments too are kind of convenient. Just go down the road to Corpus or whoever's nearest is always a bonus too. It's good for the scouting and the front office too. They got to make those commutes to all those minor league ballparks. Now they have two of their highest affiliates within the same state. Makes that pretty easy for them to go out and evaluate.
Marwin sends one to center field. Mike Trout going back on it and has a play before the warning track. So we'll have to wait for Yuli's final at bat till the next inning. We head to the 8th at 7-3.
The top of the 8th, which means time is running out. So call the number that we have been showing you on your screen all night, or get online and check out the VIP Astros grab bags. That's all that's left. There's not many left at this point, but all the proceeds going to the Sunshine Kids and candle lighters in this charity game that we've had. It's been so successful thus far. We've raised over $200,000 at this point. Like I said, there's still a few bags left, so make sure to get on the phone as soon as you can. Like I mentioned earlier, Christmas is around the corner, always great, but you never know what you could find in those bags in case you have an orange ticket. There's still some of those left as well, so hurry it up. Game's almost over. We've had a great time out here, though, for sure. As we wrap up, we want to thank everyone with Astros Foundation. The Astros, we've had a lot of volunteers, guys, that have helped us with this. It's been a lot of fun. It just makes you feel good because these kids really deserve what they're getting tonight.
All right, Julie, great work out there. That is unbelievable. Over $200,000 raised in one night.
Oh, well done by the Astros Foundation and everybody out there buying up those bags. Nice work.
VIP bag still available, less than 100 to go. You see the number on your screen, also astros.com/charity game. If you want to get your last chance at that VIP bag, Tony Sipp is the new pitcher for the Astros in the 8th inning of a 7-3 game, now facing Jose Fernandez after Cole Calhoun flied out.
Yeah, a couple of lefties to start off this inning is why Tony Sipp is in there. Got Cole Calhoun on a first pitch to fly out to left field. Now he's going to try and take care of Fernandez.
This is a little unusual for Sipp lately in that he is not coming in the middle of an inning. It seems like AJ's been using him as a spot lefty to get a lefty out in the middle of an inning. Here he starts the inning, as you mentioned, with those two lefties due up at the top.
Sets up nicely. A lot of it's because Garrett Cole was so dominant in those 7 innings he went out there and pitched against these Angels.
Now, Garrett was outstanding tonight. 4th time this year Garrett has had double figures in strikeouts without a walk. His 8th overall outing with 11 strikeouts or more. Every time he's reached 10, he's gotten at least 11, including tonight where he finished with 12. One-two pitch. Fernandez holds up. It's 2-2. Joe Smith continues to warm up, and with Mike Trout 2 up, you would think Smith is warming up for Trout. Three and 2 the count. Six hits, 3 runs allowed by Garrett over those 7 innings. Very similar to his other lines against the Angels in his career. 7 innings, the most in his last 7 starts. Well, Sip retires Fernandez for the 2nd out.
Time now for the Lowe's whole team together. A lot of numbers for you. Very good pitching staff. The only thing they're second in is starters opponent on base percentage at .286. Everything else is number 1 in all of Major League Baseball. And that is why a lot of analysts and prognosticators say that the Astros have a very good chance of going deep into the playoffs because the pitching is so good.
Well, AJ electing to keep Sip in there against Mike Trout. I doubt if it was less than a 4-run game if we would see Sip face Trout. Trout 1 for 1, his lone appearance against Sip with a home run.
Well, if it happens, it would only be a solo shot, and I think because there's nobody on base is why he's still in there, and the fact that Shohei Ohtani is on deck, who has not the best numbers against left-handed pitching.
Well, Sip's going to come out and be 0-2 now on Trout. See if he can get him. Trout hit his 37th home run of the year, his last time up. His 45 of his career 91 hits against the Astros, going for extra base hits. Sip misses outside. It's 1-2. Yeah, I think you're right. I think if one of those 2 lefties gets on, it probably goes to Joe Smith. But with the base empty, or with the bases empty and 2 outs, figuring the most damage that could be done would be 1 run and the lefty due up next. Joe Smith's ready. Just missed. 3-2.
Not a bad idea. Try and get up top against Mike Trout. That's where he struggles the most.
Cole got him the first time swinging. Then he flied out to center against Garrett before the home run. Called 3rd strike. Sip strikes out Trout to end the 8th. 1-2-3 inning for Tony Sip. It's 7-3. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls for a limited time. Gurriel will lead things off for the Astros, bottom half of the 8th inning. J.R. Tolles can at least find comfort in the fact that he can only be tied by Yuli in this at-bat. The only one he can drive in this AB, leading off the bottom of the 8th, is himself. Tolles, a native of Crosby, Texas, with the franchise record of 8 RBIs. This could be Yuli's final at-bat if this game doesn't go extra innings. The Astros lead 7-3, and Yuli takes a strike. Home run, single, driving in 4, 2, and 1. How about that list?
It's pretty good. How about Yuli has totaled 717 feet of home runs tonight. His brother Lourdes, 865 total feet.
What?
First home run he hit tonight in Toronto was 450 feet.
Are you serious?
For real. The next one he hit was 415.
He hit home runs in 3 straight at bats because he hit a home run last night as part of that 7-run rally.
Forgot about that.
Down 8-2, and then he hit a home run in his first 2 at bats tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing his younger brother in this next series.
Me too. I was looking forward to it last time. I was disappointed he wasn't on that roster.
Well, he didn't ground out to short, but he did ground out. So the brothers go home run, single, ground out. Exactly the same in 4 at bats, and Yuli gets a nice hand going back to the dugout.
Yeah, that's a total Gurriel brothers tonight of 1,582 feet of home run.
Oh my goodness, that's good stuff. Almost a third of a mile.
It's a lot of fun to talk about when they do good things like that.
There will be La Pina calling little brother as soon as this game's over, you would think, or very shortly after. Yuli grounds out and gets a nice hand. Parker Bridwell, the new pitcher. And J.D. Davis in the left center field. J.D. has a knock. He's now 1 for 4. 1 out base runner here in the bottom of the 8th.
Attaboy, J.D. Get yours. Getting the start today with Correa out of the lineup. Bregman moving to shortstop.
And he'll be pinch run for. We'll get to see Miles Straw. Hasn't really had a chance to steal a base so far at the big league level.
I want to see him run.
The Astros may allow it here, trying to get an extra run in this 4-run contest. Led all of minor league baseball with 70 steals. Split exactly evenly, 35 at AA Corpus Christi, 35 at Fresno. Martin Maldonado, the batter. Takes a pitch outside for a ball. Maldonado 1 for 3 against his former team tonight. The guy he pinch ran for, J.D. Davis, saw a comment in the paper the other day, put him in the class similar to Billy Hamilton. He said his speed is almost like Billy Hamilton. A's jumped out 2-0 on a Chris Davis home run.
That's electric fast.
I have a feeling we're going to see him at least try a bag here in this inning.
I want to see Maldonado shoot a gap right here and see him go first to home.
Here you go. Strike called. It's 1-1.
Or how about stealing a bag and then scoring on a base hit? That'd be impressive too. Just I want to see him get going.
Straw got his first at bat of his big league career the other night. Ended up popping up on a nice catch by the second baseman in shallow center field. There he goes. And a line drive single to left. Does Straw go first to third? Yes, he does. He'll get there easily. I mean, easily. There was not even a thought for Justin Upton to try and throw him out on a base hit to left.
On the run, running right in front of Justin Upton. And you like it.
We might get our first Statcast Sprint leaderboard reading on him.
We will have to refresh the page and see if it registered yet. But it's good to see him taking off. Head down, sees the ball hit, recognized where it was and made the decision to keep going because he trusts that speed. Good lean going towards second base. You had to slow down to be able to make the turn and get that bubble.
Here's Jake Marisnick. Jake probably surpassed now as the fastest Astro. Has a chance to drive in a run here. He's around a bunt with that speed at third. The old first and third bunt play could be in play. 28.8.
Yeah.
I think the slowing down at second hurt him.
Hesitated just a little bit, yep.
First to second at 2.25.
That's impressive.
Jake had been the fastest on the StatCast sprint leaderboard for the Astros, but if Straw gets enough reps, Jake could be in the second spot.
Well, think about it. At 2.25 to second base, you're going to steal a bag a lot of the time, if not every time.
Bunt is down. Here comes Straw. He is safe at home plate. Jake Marisnick gets the bunt down, and the Astros added to their lead. It's now 8-3. We're going to take a look at this.
Yeah, I feel like the slide kind of slowed Miles down just a little bit. But initially, I felt like that left hand got in there before the tag.
Well, it's one of those cases here for Mike Scioscia where you don't mind trying a challenge here.
Yeah, this late in the game, 5-run lead or a 4-run lead, you just go ahead and give it a shot and see if they do find something to overturn it.
So even if he doesn't feel like he has a great shot at it, he might as well throw out the challenge. I don't see anything that's going to overturn that. In fact, that might even be confirmed.
Yeah, I think they're going to confirm it.
Yeah, he's in there. What speed?
You got to use it, and that's what he's in there for.
Sacrifice fielder's choice as long as his call is not overturned, and Jake will pick up an RBI in that scenario. Fans are chanting safe.
I think if you're an Astro fan, there's always a moment of trepidation when this thing gets sent to New York.
Yeah, I would agree. Based on a play in Oakland and a play in Boston this year. A little collision there with Straw at home plate. As Arcia trying to come around with a tag.
How many different angles is New York trying to sync up right now?
Here we go. Eight to 3. Speed kills.
Yes, it does. It's a lot of pressure on the defense. That was a great view of it.
Well, they didn't confirm it, but it stands. Either way, it's a run.
Jake ran faster to first base than Miles did scoring. Jake at 28.9 feet per second. Miles Straw only at 28 feet per second on that scoring run.
Uh-oh, he might not be. The defending champion might keep the belt. George swing and a miss. Jake knows there's some competition. He was flying.
That's
down.
what I was going to say. I think Jake knows that he had to put his head down and run hard so he could get that speed up.
Now George the batter in this 5-run game. George looking for his first hit tonight, 0 for 3 with a walk. 1-1 the count. The Astros with a win tonight will clinch a playoff berth for the 2nd straight year and the 3rd time in 4 years. Tampa Bay won tonight, but with their loss last night, giving up 7 in the 9th inning to the Blue Jays, it set the table for an Astros win to clinch a playoff spot. George deep to left field. Forget about it. Up on the train tracks. The 4 train has just left Union Station, and the Astros now lead 11-3.
I'll let you take the speed. I'm going to watch these guys drop bombs.
Number 21 on the season for George scores 3.
Shutout the last time here at Minute Maid Park that we saw these Astros, and here they sit with 11 runs. That's right.
George drives in his 65th run and scores his 97th run of the year, closing in on his 3rd straight year of 100 runs or more. Here's Jose Altuve. Altuve pops a foul towards the crowd down the left field line. Simmons gives it a look and has a play right in front of the crowd. That is out number 2.
George sitting back on this off-speed pitch, just a hanging breaking ball, and then just unleashed the fury. 103.5 off the bat. When you know it, you know it. Up onto the train tracks, 410 feet away. Majestic.
Second straight outing for Bridwell that he's allowed 3 runs, also allowed 3 runs on Wednesday in Oakland. And here's Alex Bregman.
I wonder if Mike Scioscia and the Angels still like baseball
after this last 3 games.
Oh,
3 straight games of double figures.
it's incredible.
Alex a single and a run scored his first time up.
10 runs, 21 runs, and now 11 runs given up.
And they've scored 6 during that time.
Yes. And they got shut out a couple of days ago, 10-0.
And it's not been a fun trio of games for the Angels. Their last 2 in Oakland and this one in Houston, as Alex Fowles went into his dugout.
Yeah, they haven't spent much time in the red zone.
George and Jake talking things over. Jake with an RBI, George with 3 in this inning. Astros scoring 4 runs, lead at 11-3, and are 3 outs away from wrapping up a postseason berth. Alex may have chipped the bat. Springer's home run onto the train tracks, 410 feet. 11 runs on 11 hits for the Astros. Like I said, George had 65 RBIs. He has 67 RBIs with that 3-run bomb. A's have added to their lead. It's 3-0 after 2.
Marcus Semien, RBI base hit. Or, sorry, Jonathan Lucroy drove in Semien.
As long as the Astros win their last 3 series against sub-500 teams, there's nothing Oakland could do. In on the hands of Bregman. He fouls off the 3-2 pitch.
Yeah, that's why I said in that open, I mean, you can sit there and scoreboard watch, cheer for the other team that's playing against the Oakland A's, but if you go out and take care of business like the Astros know they can, they got nothing to worry about. That's what they can control.
Here's what's left on the schedule, too.
And if they finish strong here at Minute Maid Park, this is a great start moving towards a sweep to finish off this homestand and the last 3 games here at Minute Maid Park to finish off the regular season before they go on the road, where we know they put up big numbers. But these 2 ballparks in Toronto and Baltimore, very hitter friendly to begin with, and then you add the pitching staffs that Toronto and Baltimore are throwing out there against this Astro offense. you got to feel pretty confident about yourself.
Carlos Correa should return for that series in Toronto against the Blue Jays. He sat out tonight and will not play in this series against the Angels, recovering from that back injury. But yeah, this is a time when the Astros have destiny in their own hands. They win 3 series. That means that the minimum they're going to win 2 games against the Angels, 2 games against Toronto, and 3 games against Baltimore. That would be 7 wins. That would be enough for a division title. They came into tonight 2 games ahead of their pace last year, when the Astros finished 8-2 in their last 10 games last year to win 101. If they go 7-3 this year, they finished with 102 wins, which would match their franchise best mark set back in 1998. Well, we know the Shark feeds late. Here he is in the bottom of the 8th inning. Another late inning at bat for the Shark.
That would be exciting.
Dressimer, Despania warming up for the Angels. Shark pops one up. Playable. Trout drifts back a little bit and puts it away. 4 more on the board for Houston.
Springer dinger. Haven't seen one of those in a while here at Minute Maid Park, and he made the most of it with that hanging breaking ball. Finally gets in on the action and gets himself a hug, and you look at it.
And the Astros have called on Dean Dietz to try and finish this one out.
In Fresno, had a very good ERA at .79. Anytime you're under 1, it's very good. It's been a little rough here for him in the big leagues, but figuring things out and has another opportunity, and that's what it's all about when you're one of these young guys on a championship type team in September. Get out there and get your opportunity.
Time to reveal the results of our Chevy Stroh poll, and we asked you who would be your choice for overall Major League Baseball Rookie of the Year if you combine the Major League, the National League, and the American League, and had just one Rookie of the Year. And Ronald Acuna Jr. wins with 42%. Shohei Ohtani gets 34%. Ohtani got the most votes in the American League, with Andujar and Soto trailing, but hard to argue with any of those 4 guys in their first year in the big leagues. Acuna Jr.'s Atlanta Braves team could be one step closer to wrapping up the NL East. They lead Philadelphia tonight 6-4. But Shohei is certainly the most unique Rookie of the Year candidate we've seen in a long time. Still a question next year with the pending surgery, whether he can come back as a hitter.
Yeah, I think, haven't there been reports that said he actually could? It's just a matter of when,
right,
I guess, that they clear him to be able to go out there and do that, because it's an interesting case being a left-handed hitter. That throwing arm's dangling out over the plate.
Dietz freezes him on a breaking ball for a called 3rd strike. Nice pitch there by the righty Dean Dietz.
Yeah, speaking of dangling, he left Ohtani dangling, punching him out with that backdoor breaking ball. Spiked it.
Yeah, Dietz would like to finish off this game and start the handshake line after a tough outing his last one. Here's Justin Upton. Tough night for Upton against Garrett Cole. Struck out 3 times. Cole struck out 12 tonight. He got Upton 3 times. He got Coward 3 times. Dietz misses. It's 2-0. Well, I think after this game, assuming nothing strange happens here in the top of the ninth, that the Astros win this game, I think AJ and the guys will probably have some sort of acknowledgement of making it to the postseason, but this is just a small part of the process. This would be the first mini celebration. This wouldn't be, I don't think you'll even notice a big celebration on the field. It'll just be like another victory.
I think you stated it perfectly. You got to acknowledge it, because going to the playoffs, a guy named Nolan Ryan, who had a historic Hall of Fame career, can understand how hard it is to get to the playoffs. Did it his rookie year, got to the World Series, and then really didn't get back. So you've got to appreciate the moments that you do clinch that playoff berth, which is going to be a little comforting. Their next goal is to go out there and win that division championship, and that's when you start popping tops.
We know that it will not happen here at Minute Maid Park. Mathematically, the earliest they can clinch would be in Toronto, but tonight they can at least clinch a playoff spot. They can join the Red Sox and the Indians, who've already clinched their division, as the 3rd team to wrap up a postseason berth. As Upton fouls one into the upper deck, it stays a full count.
But it's nice when you punch that ticket, because if you get a ticket to the dance, there's always a chance you walk away with the hardware.
A's are certainly not making it easy on the Astros this year.
Well, how about the Astros not making it easy on the A's?
Yeah.
You could always turn it around too. I'm sure the A's are watching that scoreboard going, my gosh, we cannot catch up to these guys because they keep playing so well.
Dietz walks Upton here with 1 out in the 9th inning. Here's Andrelton Simmons. He has hit the ball hard 3 times tonight. Hit one to the track and left his first time up for an out. Then singled into left center field and tripled on what was almost one of the best catches of the year by Jake Marisnick. There's that breaking ball that actually freezes Simmons and breaks over for a strike.
It's a pretty good breaking ball when you can get a hitter to get out of the way of a strike.
Simmons is the toughest to strike out in all of baseball coming into today. And he chops this one slowly towards third. Bregman bare hands, and what a play by Alex Bregman. Looked like Simmons was going to have a chopping single until Alex makes a fantastic play.
Do it. Miguel Tejada was on this team. He'd be flashing a spotlight on Alex Bregman with his play. Moving from short to third, bare-handing, making a fantastic play. Bare hand, accurate, and velocity. Woo.
Great play by Bregman. Now the pinch hitter Sherman Johnson will hit for Francisco Arcia. Astros looking for one final out. Johnson fouls one back. 28-year-old Sherman Johnson made his big league debut a couple of days ago on Wednesday. For 2 in his first 2 big league at bats. And down to the count here, 0-2. Fans will stand looking for the final strike in this 11-3 game. Ball gets away. Did it hit the batter? Yeah, it hit the batter. Oh, Johnson hit with an 0-2 pitch. Upton will retreat back to second.
Breaking ball down and in, catching that back foot just enough.
Now bring up Caleb Cowart with 2 outs and 2 on in the ninth. These 2 outings as an Astro has gone 2/3 of innings scoreless in his debut on September 5th against the Twins. Cowart sends one to right field, coming on Miles Straw. Straw puts it away, and the Astros victorious 11-3. And with that win, the Astros into the postseason for the 3rd time in 4 years and back-to-back playoff appearances. Still one more task, but Blummer, nice to be in the playoffs again.
Yes, it is. Talked about punching that ticket to the playoffs. They have a guaranteed spot. Now it's just a matter of time before they go out there, continue to play well, and try and win that American League West Division title and earn that 2nd seed in the American League. But congratulations to Jeff Luhnow, AJ Hinch, and the rest of the boys on a very good season that is not over yet. Just the beginning.
Magic number down to 6 for the AL West. We will have more, including the post-game show, coming up after this.